And we're going to get going because we only have 60 minutes together today, and we want to use every minute of that time. And we know how hard it is to carve out space to meet and talk about these issues, but we think they're so important. And we are really, really happy that you have chosen to spend your lunchtime with us together today. So let's take a look at our agenda. We are going to go over some welcome and logistics, and I'm going to share a link in just a moment to our Google Doc and our slides so you have access to those. We'll do quick introductions, talk a little bit about the purpose of the FLC. For those of you who participated last year, this is just going to be a refresher. And for those of you who are new, it's just going to give you an idea of our goals and direction for the remainder of the year. We're going to do an activity debrief and make sure that we are done before 1 o'clock so that you can get on to your next thing. So let's take a look here. We have a Google Doc that we share everything in, and I'm going to put right now a link in the chat, and that is a link to our FLC Google Doc. This is also in your calendar invite. So if you have another screen open with your calendar, this link is also available in that invite. It is our one document that we hold everything, information, links, agendas, minutes, and you will see that there is also a link right here under the description that is going to be a direct link right to these slides so you have access to them right now. We do record all of these sessions, and we will add those links to the recording at the bottom of the meeting minutes on each time that we meet. So if you're unable to attend, and we know it's next to impossible to pick a time that everyone can actually be here. So we record these, we share them out, we have the meeting minutes, we provide links, and we also have a Slack channel that we'll talk about in a little bit to try and keep you connected and making sure that you know what is going on. So does anyone have any issues getting into the doc? Can I see a thumbs up if you're able? Great, fantastic. Thank you very, very much. So we have 3 facilitators. I'm so lucky to be working with an amazing team on this faculty learning community. And to introduce myself to you, if we didn't meet last year, my name is Sarah Egan Warren. I am on the faculty at the Institute for Advanced Analytics at NC State University, and I'm the lead facilitator for the FLC. I also work at NC State with the AI and Society group. We're working on creating an AI and Society Center. I'm really excited to see where that's going. And I work closely with my students on ethical data storytelling, with AI being a really important part of that. I'm going to turn it over to my co-facilitators to introduce themselves. Siobhan.
Absolutely. Well, good afternoon, everyone. We are so excited that you have joined us today. My name is Dr. Siobhan Day Grady, and I work in the School of Library and Information Sciences at North Carolina Central University. I do research in artificial intelligence, and I head a lab that I'm proud to share with you all that's called the LAIR, stands for the Laboratory for Artificial Intelligence and Equity Research. My research primarily focuses on creating machine learning models to help with misinformation and also find fault in autonomous vehicles. And I am now in the healthcare space where I'm looking to see how I can help with the health disparities within healthcare. Very excited to be here with you all, and I work with an amazing team of co-facilitators, and we're happy to have you today.
Okay, and that takes it to me. Thank you, Siobhan and Sarah. I'm Dr. Jules Keithley. I'm with the University of North Carolina at Charlotte. I currently work for the Office of One IT as an academic technology support analyst, and I'm also an associate graduate faculty member in educational leadership. I teach in the Learning Design and Technology program, and I've spent a lot of time actually also working with the Center for Teaching and Learning on faculty development around generative AI, introducing faculty back when that all first hit in the beginning, and it was like a wave of new things every week. We were looking at that, and we were working with faculty and making sure that they had the resources and the training, and that team is still doing an outstanding job there. So I'm very excited to be part of this faculty learning community this year, and we'll go ahead and get started.
Great. Thanks, Jules and Siobhan. So let's talk a little bit about who you are. So we have 113 members this year, and that is super exciting. And 45 of you have been able to join today, and we're really, really pleased that you're able to find the time to do this. We are open. We have open enrollment, is what we like to say, for the faculty learning community. So if you are talking about this to a colleague, a friend at your institution or another UNC institution, please let them know that they can join at any time. They will have access to the recordings. They will be able to catch up and join in. We want to grow as much as possible, and we would love to have as many participants who are interested and engaged with this content so that we can share out our resources, expertise, pros, cons, things that worked well, strategies. That's the whole point of the faculty learning community. Of course, right now, I do want to just take a moment and say that our hearts and thoughts and prayers and resources are all with our colleagues in Western North Carolina. I don't know if anyone is from Apt or Asheville here with us today or Western Carolina. We are just thinking a lot about you and hoping that everyone is safe. So we have our 113 members that include professors, department chairs, instructors, lecturers, librarians, instructional designers, instructional technology consultants, directors of teaching and learning, educational developers, faculty development. And maybe I didn't mention your title right now, but we are happy that you are here. The point of me showing you all of this is that so you know that we have this really diverse backgrounds of where people are coming from with their experience with AI, how they're working with it. We used your survey that you shared in the very beginning of why you wanted to join it to sort of guide us through this. And so I'm going to turn this over to Siobhan now, when she's going to talk about the purpose of the faculty learning community.
Thank you so much, Sarah. So the purpose of this faculty learning community, above everything, is we really want to create a community where we can connect and do all the things AI and learn from each other. So with that being said, we have 4 areas that we're looking really to build this community. We're looking for opportunities to explore and understand. As you just heard Sarah mention, we have a wide array of people who are interested in this topic. So whether you're a novice or an expert, we welcome that, because the great thing about this community is we're going to learn from each other, and we're going to deepen our understanding of these different AI technologies to do that. We also want a place for knowledge sharing. We want people to be comfortable to share what they know, and we appreciate your diverse backgrounds and from the diverse universities that you come from. And so by us sharing our insights and our best practices, we can ensure that the UNC system, all of the institutions, are well equipped to do the things that you need to do at your institution. Also, with innovation and experimentation, we want to encourage and support, faculty members as you use these tools. We know that this is new for some, and for those who are not new to it, it's still a lot to learn and for us to grow. So we want to make sure that we're creating that community where you can have that innovative spirit and explore and, experiment there. And last but certainly not least is having those ethical and inclusive AI implementations. The great thing about technology is that it's available, but we want to make sure that everybody is exploring the ways that it can be used responsibly and ethically, and also make sure that there's equity involved in the AI adoption at your institution. And so we want to ensure that those things are happening, because that's one of the critical pitfalls of technology sometimes, is that it's not designed in a way that is considering everyone that's at the table. So we're happy to have you all here, and I know that we'll hit each one of these milestones here within this community. And I'll pass it back to you now, Sarah.
So we took your survey responses and divided up using ChatGPT into 5 themes about what your interests are in terms of what you want to get out of this faculty learning community. And those 5 themes were: first, AI and technology, just exploring tools, techniques, and strategies, just like what Siobhan just mentioned. Second theme was about pedagogy, andragogy, and just educational development. How are we going to change our teaching methods? How can we use this as an engagement tool? What changes for curriculum are needed? Third theme was collaborative learning and networking. And this is just about sharing insights, asking questions, contributing, connecting. Fourth was practical applications, about how students are going to be using AI outside of the classroom. What are they going to be expected to know upon graduation? How are they going to be using it in their careers, and how they can do that ethically within their career? And lastly, curiosity and learning. We saw a lot of people just interested in keeping up to date on these changes that are happening so fast. As Jules said, back in the day, 2 years ago, when generative AI really kicked off, right? When we think about what we were talking about 2 years ago with generative AI or AI in general, is quite different than it is the conversation right now. So keeping up to date, new ideas, sharing that, sprinkling the experiences from our participants with each other is going to just be a really important part of what we want to do here in the faculty learning community. In addition, last year, for those of you who joined us last year, we worked on 4 work groups: AI documentation, AI literacy, AI assignments, and then AI course design. And we hope to continue building on those. We just got started last year. The AI documentation group really created a fantastic resource that Heather McCullough is able to update and keep. And if Heather, would you mind dropping that link into the chat? I knew you were already on the way to do it. I could tell. So those are our big interest goals over the course of this year. What that actually means for us is that we're going to meet, we're going to share resources, we're going to do activities, and we're going to hope that you are going to connect with each other. So what you put into the faculty learning community, you will get out of. So we are going to do an activity now that we're going to spend about 30 minutes on. And we're going to put you into breakout rooms, but I'm going to turn it over to Jules, who's going to explain that activity to you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Sarah. So Sarah is in the background right now looking at how many people we have, and she is creating groups in Zoom that we will use. But what we're going to do is we're going to use a tool called Padlet, and many of you may have used it before. I'm going to drop the link to the chat in Padlet right now. Let's see, did that work? There we go. Okay, there's the link to Padlet. So you all should have access to the Padlet. If you don't have any access to it, just let us know here in the chat and we'll adjust permissions. But our goal today is we're going to have you go into groups, and you may know what's going on at your institution around generative AI. You should have some kind of idea, or maybe you don't. We don't know, but what we're wanting to do is we're wanting to kind of explore what's going on at institutions other than ours. So I'm at UNC Charlotte, so maybe I might want to see what's going on at App State around generative AI, or what's going on at UNC Wilmington around generative AI. So in your group, decide on an institution other than your own, maybe, and we want you to then use a tool that you have access to. And everybody has access to different tools based on who they are and what institution they're at. You may have access to ChatGPT 3.0. You may have access to Copilot or Gemini or other tools that are out there, but decide on who in your group is going to use the tool and what tool you're going to use. And we want you to ask a prompt of that tool. And we've got some sample prompts down here at the bottom. An example might be, please tell me what NC State University says about the use of generative AI. Or another example could be, what policies exist at NC Central University about the use of generative AI. So use your generative AI to do some research on another institution other than one represented in your group. And then we want you to report the findings that you've found on the Padlet. But before you do that, we want you to go to that UNC System Schools website and see if you can verify the information. Make sure it's not a hallucination, or verify how accurate the data is that you've got from the tool and what's actually on that institution's website. And then we want you to put the findings in the Padlet. And so you'll be able to just click plus, and then it's like a little sticky note almost. You're able to type in and put in links and then submit that under the institution that you researched. Those are our directions. Does anyone have any questions about what we're going to do before we open the breakout rooms? Okay, and I'm not seeing anybody in the chat saying they don't have access to the Padlet, so I think we're in good condition. Sarah, let's go ahead and open the breakout rooms, please.
Okay, those breakout rooms should be ready to go. If you have any problems getting in there, let me know.
Hi. I didn't see my breakout room.
Sure. What is your name? I can't see who's talking right now. Who?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm seeing something.
So
Like,
Sarah, I have a question. Are we assigning them or are they just picking which breakout room they want to go to?
It should assign them to a room.
I don't think it did.
yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I don't see anything about breakout rooms.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay,
about that.
we're trying again. I brought everyone back. We'll try again. Okay, I'm going to create, we have 42 people, so let's do 8 breakout rooms, assigning manually, assign automatically. There we go. Did that do it?
Yes, it's right now.
That looks better.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, let's see. Jordan, can I help you get to a room? Are you having problems? Nope. Okay. Amara, are you all right? Do we need help to get to a room?
Yeah, Amara and Fireflies. I think that's someone's note taker, maybe.
Yeah, I think the note taker will stay here. I don't think the note
That's-
taker
that's
follows
correct.
into a
That's correct.
breakout room. Okay, I'm
Okay.
going to start our little timer. Thanks for letting me know that the groups weren't working. I had thought I had clicked.
It's okay. I just happened to look and I saw no one was assigned. So teamwork makes the dream
That's
work.
right. That's right.
It's just us now and the note taker.
Do you want to pause the recording?
Yes, sure. That's a great idea.
And when you pause that,
Sorry, I'm having issues with I can't get my.
you want me to pause it?
Oh,
For a really quick housekeeping item, please check to see if you are muted because I'm getting a lot of background noise, and I think we make sure everybody is on mute will be good. Well, there, the background noise is gone. Thank you. Okay, well, I hope that this activity, this really had a twofold purpose. One, we wanted you to start to get to know other members of what is a very large faculty learning community, and we hope that we gave you enough time to talk to people from other institutions about topics that we're going to be talking about generative AI and its use. And then the other thing was for us to investigate what's going on at all of the UNC system schools. And so looking at the Padlet, which Sarah is sharing with us really right now, which is great, y'all have gotten a lot of really good information here. As I scroll across the Padlet, let's just start on start on the far left and then scroll to the right. If we just scroll through, we can see that we've got information on a lot, if not all, but a lot of the UNC system schools. Oh, I lost the
And
screen share, Sarah.
Jules, I'll let you share so that
Oh,
you
then
can
I
be
can,
in
yes.
control instead
Thank
of
you. Give me the
me.
power.
Yes, you have the power.
Okay, 1 second. Y'all are going to see my 20 million tabs that are open, but that's okay. Okay, so here we are. We've got information. Y'all really did a great job on almost not all, but a lot of the UNC system schools. And I love how you dropped in links sharing information and that you told us where you found the information and what tools you were using. I'm going to actually call on some groups, which would be your room number. And I'm not sure what room number you were, but which room looked at UNC Wilmington? Is there someone from the from the room that looked at UNC Wilmington that would be willing to talk to us about what you found, what your findings were? Do I have a volunteer from someone who looked at UNC Wilmington?
I am. This is Evan. My camera's malfunctioning now that we're back.
Hi, Evan. It's good to see you.
How's it
Your
going?
graphic. It's good to see your graphic. It's
Great.
good to hear from you.
Yeah, so what we discovered was we use Gemini since we now have it here at Charlotte. And so it told us I really can't find any information on that. And we didn't find a ton of stuff, but I think we were able to find a little bit more than Gemini was able to find. Gemini insisted upon giving us this link for UNC Chapel Hill repeatedly, even when we asked it not to. And then it said, okay, I know this is from UNC Chapel Hill, but so it came clean finally at the end. But like I said, we were able to find some articles, but yeah, not a lot at UNC Wilmington, but that was it.
Okay, thank you, Evan. And I wanted to, I had the same experience when I was using Gemini, and I've had this experience with Copilot too, that if you put UNC in, regardless if you put UNC Greensboro, UNC Chapel Hill, UNC Charlotte, it will mistake and it will grab stuff from Chapel Hill. So that's a common error that generative AI will make and that you'll have to look for and prompt it and let it know, actually, I need you to look for, and maybe even spelling out the entire institution name at that point and not using the acronym might be a way to get around that. So thank you for sharing about Wilmington. So I'm also very intrigued by the information that we have about the North Carolina School of Science and Mathematics. Is there someone from the group who looked into North Carolina School of Science and Mathematics who'd like to share with us your experience?
Sure, I will. I'm Kristen Papoy from UNC Chapel Hill, and I'm in the School of Education. So I'm the one that was like, "Ooh, let's look at the NC School of Science and Math because it's right down the road from us here in Durham." And so at first we found, similar to the UNCW, I cannot find information related specifically to this. But then as we kind of honed in on our, or used different tools and honed in on our queries, we got some more specific policies. And what we found were some policies related to specific, like one was a student group called the Writer Program, which is like a study, like a student group. And then the other was from the student newspaper or the student publication. And they have an AI policy. And so we started having a conversation around how, the general policies are, they're so big and like maybe aren't getting finalized because they have to cover so much, but specific cases or use cases are much more manageable to be written. So like for the student publication, it had 5 or 6 very specific things that they could and couldn't use AI for. And that was, very specific. And so there were guidelines, like, I don't know if it was even called a policy, but there were guidelines. I don't know if I summed that up correctly, group, but chime in if I missed anything.
Thank you, Kristen. And I think that's probably an experience that all of us may be aware of at our institution because, getting from, department level policies, group policies to an actual institution-wide policy, that's hard to do. And it's not something that can happen overnight. And because this technology is changing weekly, daily, it has to be something that is done with a lot of forethought. And so you may end up with these smaller policies or guidelines first before you get to something bigger at an institution. Absolutely. So let me see. Do we have time for one more? I think we do. Let me see. Who else do I want to? I'm from UNC Charlotte, so I'm just curious. Who not from UNC Charlotte researched UNC Charlotte? What group was that?
That will be my group.
Okay.
That was room 2. Hi, everyone. My name is Amara Hand, and I am the director of the writing studio here at NCCU. And I'm actually a little familiar. Ever since doing research on AI, I've noticed that UNC Charlotte has been leading the charge, especially like in the UNC systems about how to approach it and its policies and things like that. So we found when I typed it, my prompt into Perplexity, it was actually really basic. I just said, how is UNC Charlotte utilizing generative AI tools? And from there, what I like was that it didn't try to take me to UNC Chapel Hill or anywhere else. It took me straight to UNC Charlotte, and all of its links are straight up from UNC Charlotte. And it provided a lot of just this great information and descriptions about how UNC Charlotte has really been leading the charge and been really proactive in generating and creating these policies and and other resources, specifically the the checklist of questions to ask oneself, students specifically, but can definitely be used by other users as well, on how they're using it. It allows them to really think about, am I using this in the right way, or am I possibly treading into, a red zone where I shouldn't be using this tool in this way? So what we all kind of came to an agreement on is that UNC Charlotte really has a great extensive extensive repertoire of resources to check out and to learn from.
Thank you so much, Amara, for sharing that, and also for talking about the tool called Perplexity. I have not played with Perplexity yet. I'm going to go play with it now, especially since it was so accurate in giving you information and links. So I'm interested in playing with that.
It's really spot on. I can't lie. When I first heard of it, I
Yeah.
started playing around with it, and I don't use any other tool other than other than that. So I think I think it might be one of the most scholarly friendly generative AI tools. I'm even kind of hesitating to say that, but I'm seeing a thumbs up. So I'll yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for
Absolutely.
sharing that with us. I wish we had time to go through all of the schools, and we don't, but this Padlet is going to be an open resource. And so if you have some time and the inclination, I think that it would be interesting for us to continue to research the other schools here that don't have any information under them yet, and continue to fill this Padlet in as we go through this FLC this year, and see what information we can add to this as far as what resources are coming out of each of our schools. So, okay, I'm going to stop sharing, and I'm going to hand this, I think, back over to Sarah. Thank you.
Thanks, Jules. We're keeping an eye on time to make sure that we are finished and wrapped up and doing all the things that we need to do. I'm going to share my screen again as we talk about what is next. I'm going to hand it actually over to Siobhan.
Awesome, awesome.
And actually, Siobhan, do you want to
Want me to
share
share my
your
screen?
screen instead?
Yeah, I was going to say,
Yeah.
I'll just share mine, and that will work. Okay, see if I can make this a little larger for you. Well, first of all, we hope you had a great time with us today. But before you go, I'm going to drop this link in the chat. We really want you to go ahead and sign up for the working groups. So there are different themes that was shared earlier by Sarah with you. And so in this form, when you click on the link, you'll be able to sign up for which actual things you're most interested in. And so you can sign up for more than one. We just kind of want to know what your choices are. So please go ahead and do that. And if you can do that while you're still here with us, and that's because we know how busy all of you are. We know that once you drop off this call, there'll be another meeting. Probably some of you might even have another meeting at 1 o'clock. So if you can go ahead and take the time to fill that out, that would be great as I continue to talk. And then there is another way that we want to be able to stay in touch when we're not having our sessions, monthly. We have a Slack workspace that we hope you will join. And I will put the link for that in the chat as well. And if for those of you who have not used Slack, it's just a great way that's non-intrusive for us to stay connected throughout the year. You can actually drop different things in Slack as far as interesting articles that you're reading. any questions that you might have, whatever have you. Slack is just a great way that you can log in and stay connected with each other to facilitate further conversation or just sharing information. And with that being said, I'm going to share with you our current Slack channel. And as you can see here, I'm in a gazillion workspaces. You don't have to do that. That's just me. But this is our workspace. And so when you first join, you'll be added to the general channel, I believe, or general events channel. But one conversation that we saw happen earlier that we think is of the utmost importance, Jonathan Wade actually proposed an interesting question and this might be your first way to engage on Slack. So there is a channel called Discussions. And if you'll click on that channel, you'll see I've already put it in here, but Jonathan asked a great question. And so we don't have time today to go further, but we want to keep the conversation going. The question was, speaking of ethical issues, does anyone feel a bit violated when there's an AI note taker in a meeting in which you are involved without there being a warning agreement that you have agreed to? And this is just something for us to think about because I'm sure many of you have joined different meetings. A lot of times you do get a notice about a note taker, but we had one today and we didn't get one. Just like Zoom, when we press record, we get this meeting is recording. Are you okay with that? So these are things that we have to think about too with the use of AI and technology. And we really would love to hear everyone's thoughts as we move forward in this even more technological space. So let's all join Slack if you so feel needed, and we welcome that conversation. And again, make sure that you fill out the faculty learning form with your interests, and please join us on Slack. And next, and I'm happy to share my screen still for you, Sarah, so you don't have to do it. I'm going to pass it back to you.
I do see in the chat that some people are able to look into the survey and use it, and others are not. And so can we look into that while I just finish up
In the
with our
survey?
next?
Yes.
I will
Okay.
take a look at that. Yes.
Okay.
Uh,
Let me see.
So our next meeting is going to be on November 12th from 11 to 12. And can you go back to that slide?
Oh,
with
I'm
our-
sorry. I forgot I'm still sharing. My apologies. I was looking at a comment about somebody having trouble joining Slack. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. And then we have other events that we will share. And this is something that we'll share out also on Slack, are any upcoming events. And we have two that I think are going to be fantastic. The first is on October 18th at 11 o'clock, and it's Legal Literacies for AI Curious Educators. Love that title. And the subheading is, what Spotify, Snoopy, and the Selfie Monkey have to teach us about the future of education. It's going to be a great conversation, I think. On the 23rd, there's another monthly event that you can join in that is called the AI Revolution Ethics Quest Across Disciplines panel discussion series. Each month we have a discussion series, and I believe the one for October 23rd is about education. You can see the previous panel discussions on YouTube. There have been two so far, and those are ongoing, and you can sign up by just following that link and getting the Zoom for that. If you are involved, if you are speaking somewhere, if your institution is doing a workshop that is open to people outside of your institution, please share in Slack or share with me on email, and we will get that out to everyone. We are so pleased that you all spent your time with us today. I see a question. Will the presentations be made available for all? I'm not sure which presentation you're asking about. Do you mean the legal literacy one?
I mean, the one that you're using today.
Oh, this presentation, yes, the
Yes.
link is in the Google document that you have. It's in the calendar invite. And also the Google Doc that we've been working in, the link to these slides is there, and we will add the recording onto those meeting minutes once it processes through Zoom. Do you have
Thank you.
access? Yeah,
Yes,
great.
I have access to the document, but I'm still struggling with the form.
Oh, with the form.
I
Okay.
was
the
going to
group.
say, I've double checked the settings on this form, and it should be open to anyone in the general public. And so if you want to email me directly, I'm going to drop my email in the chat. We can see if we can figure out a way to figure out what's going on with the form for you. Okay.
Yeah, we'll get that all straightened out. In the meantime,
Will
thank you for
do.
being
Thank
here.
you.
We appreciate your participation and we look forward to working with you this year. Have a great day, everyone.
Quick question, did
Oh,
I miss the
that-
link for the Slack?
Oh, I'll put it back in there for you.
Okay, thank you.
I'll put it there for you.
And Jules, I'm also having issues with the form.
What about that new link I just put down there, Scott? Can you try that one?
Let me see.
That one worked for
And
me.
Shantae, the
Okay.
link for
The
the
new one
Slack
worked
is
for
also
me.
on the Google Doc.
I'll drop it
Thank
down
you.
again, Shantae, just for you since you're here. I'll drop it again.
Okay.
Give me a second. I'm gonna put that.
Oh yeah, second one worked. Awesome.
Okay, awesome. And then Scott, were you able to get in Slack? Because other people were able to get in there. I think somebody asked about Slack and said they couldn't get in, but both.
I got the invite. I just haven't signed up for the channel yet.
Okay, awesome. No problem.
All right, I'll let you know if I can.
Okay, so everybody has what they need. Thank you so much again for joining.
Thanks.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye-bye.
Hi, Siobhan. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much for joining. And I got your email. I think that was who I think it is. Yes.
Yeah, Sujaya. Yeah.
Yes, I need to write you back. I'll do that today.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank
Keep
you.
in touch. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Is
Thank you.
anybody else on the call still having trouble getting into the Google form, or did we resolve that?
No,